Half a dozen players have completed permanent moves to Rangers this summer, and Philippe Clement has come out and said he is not done. However, he will be looking to add experience during the rest of the summer transfer window. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Philippe Clement has not been waiting about this transfer window. 6 players have came in to Rangers. Permanent Rangers players. Yes, some of them may have been loan moves last year that are just getting made permanent now, but he has brought in players, 6 in total, that are signed and delivered, 6 that are official permanent Rangers players. But according to Philippe Clement, 6 isn't enough. He wants to add more players, but he is now looking to add players with experience. So, out of the 6 players that Rangers have signed this summer, only one of those players is over the age of 22, which of course was Liam Kelly, who arrived back at Rangers after rejecting a new contract at Motherwell. So in terms of the players that Rangers have brought in, we've got Liam Kelly, who's obviously over 22, but the other 5 players all are at least 22 years or younger. So you have Mohamed Diomande, whose loan from the Norwegian side became permanent. Oscar Cortes, whose loan from Lens became permanent. And then Rangers also signed left-back Hefty. They brought in Aberdeen's midfielder Connor Barron and ex-AC Milan defender Clinton Nassala. Some people don't like how I say Aberdeen, and I'm going to continue to say Aberdeen because it's the way I say it. If you don't like it, then I know, tough. Maybe when Aberdeen win some trophies, I'll start putting more respect on their name and maybe say it more properly, but until then, they're just a diddy club for up north. So that is the 6 players that Rangers have brought in. They have been linked recently, though, to the one and only Kenny McLean. I mean, could that be a Rangers signing? We've got Philippe Clement talking about experience, looking to bring in older players. We know that Kenny McLean has experience, but is it any good experience? Has he got experience being a winner? I wouldn't say so. For me, my experience of Kenny McLean, he's just a hang-on. He seems to be a guy, a cling-on, a guy that just hangs around in squads. You know, he always makes the Scotland squads for some reason, one reason or another. I don't quite get it. I don't think he's the kind of man that you really want coming in to your club if you're Rangers. I don't see him coming in and being a starting player, being a key player. Yes, he has experience, but is it good experience? Probably not. I've seen enough of Kenny McLean. I don't like seeing him in Scotland squads. Don't necessarily know if I want to see him in the Scottish Premiership. And that's nothing against him, you know, I don't have nothing personal against Kenny McLean. Just don't rate him as a player. But that's what Philippe Clement said regarding the signings and the fact that he is looking now to bring in experience to the squad. He says to Rangers' website, quote, "We were focused on everything, but it is easier earlier to get the young players in. But for the rest of the transfer window, there will also be experience coming into the building, and we need a good balance in the squad and in the team of both. It was important to find these young talents, and I think we have found a few. Really exciting players for the future of this club. We have already done a lot of things compared with other teams, but that was also necessary. We had 5 players leaving the building at the end of their contract, so we didn't get any money in that way, and we lost 5 players." End of quote. So we see Clement here bringing up the fact that Rangers did lose 5 players. They didn't get any money for them, and they brought in younger players. And now he's saying that the rest of the players that he brings in are going to be experienced players. Now, I don't know if it's the English language barrier or whatnot, but could he be putting the fact that they're bringing in experienced players, could he be associating that with cheaper players? Does he maybe think that by bringing in now older experienced players, he can bring them in cheaper and it won't take as much money out of the Rangers budget? Because he mentioned the 5 players leaving, and he also brought up the fact that Rangers didn't get any money for them. But what's that got to do with getting the younger players in first? Not entirely sure. So maybe that's Clement's way of saying that they've spent the majority of the money that they plan on spending. They've spent money on the younger players, and now going forward, they're going to be looking to bring in older, more experienced players, perhaps don't cost as much. I think that's where Clement might be heading. I think that's what he could be getting at there, but again, it's unsure to know when it comes with Philippe Clement. And Rangers have also added to the backroom staff the 54-year-old Dutchman Andreas Uderink, who was the former Go Ahead Eagles head coach, and he is arriving as assistant manager. Clement says, quote, "He is not somebody I knew personally, but I heard a lot of good things about him, and in the club, He is not somebody that I knew personally, but I heard a lot of good things about him, and then... He is not somebody I knew personally, but I heard a lot of good things about him and in the clubs that he was in, and we had really good talks. I wanted to make our coaching staff bigger because we want to focus even more on the individual side of the players to develop them. I cannot be everywhere at the same moment, so it was important to have a really good addition and somebody with a lot of experience who also has a loud voice, so he will do a good job." End of quote. So Rangers bringing in another Dutchman here. No surprise, Rangers have been littered with Dutch men, Dutch managers, Dutch staff over the years. So we'll see how this guy gets on. Is he going to be a success? We do not know, but Philippe Clement seems to like what he sees, and Clement is right. He can't do everything. He can't be everywhere 100% of the time. Clement might be the main man, but he needs other men around him, and this could turn out to be a good appointment as assistant manager. Anyway, guys, that is it. Clement says he's looking to bring in experienced players for the rest of the season. What does that mean for Rangers? Is that alluding to the remaining funds for the transfer window possibly? Or does Clement just think that he needs a better balance? Does he think that there's more younger players in the squad than older players and that he wants to get a good mix? Because someone famous once says you can't win anything with kids. I mean, he was proven wrong, so who knows? We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Till then, peace.